Hey, Rob here, response review. I have a question for you today. Is Miley Cyrus going to hell because of twerking? Is she going to hell because of the way she's been behaving? And I'm going to answer that question in about 30 to 40 seconds. And certainly the plan God has for her, she's not fulfilling it at this very moment, but God knows her heart. And most of the time, God's heart, people's heart, is greater than their behavior. And obviously our behavior has to ultimately line up. And is she going to hell because it's working naked on a wrecking ball, dressed half naked, leaving very little to the imagination? Friends, no one goes to hell because of their behavior or their sin. They go because of their sin nature. We're all born separated from God due to original sin. Jesus is the way back to the Father. Christ is the mediator between God and man. Jesus clearly said in the Bible, I'm the way, the truth, the life. No man gets to God except for me. By the way, the cat's out of the bag. I'm a minister of the gospel. You desire to subscribe to my ministry channel via YouTube. Go for it. Thank you very much. And, God has a plan for her. God has a plan for everybody under the sound of my voice. And, really the plan God has for everybody is He desires to be in the center of our life or the center of our heart. And the only way God can have that plan fulfilled is He has to have an invitation. You see, God will never crash, knock, or blow the door down to your heart. God's not a party crasher. So God gave you a free will so you can accept Christ out of obedience or reject him out of disobedience. But in other words, you control the doorknob to your heart. And promise you one thing, well, once you open the door of your heart just a crack, the Lord will come in with His great grace, His mercy, compassion, kindness, most of all His irrevocable, unconditional love. And the Bible is very clear about the love of God. In the book of John, chapter 3, verse 16, simply states, For God so loved the world, He gave as a gift His only Son, that if you would believe and receive Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you would not perish. You'd have everlasting life. And, God desires no one to perish under the sound of my voice. He wants us all to have that assurance that when we take our last breath, we can and we will make heaven our home. And the only way we can once again have that is by having our lives surrendered and submitted to the Lordship of Jesus. You desire to recite a simple prayer after me. Say, Jesus, thank you for dying on the cross for my sins. Thank you for being my Lord and Savior. Father, touch Miley Cyrus. Bless her today. Let her know your love for her. Let her know you care for her. Let her know you've got a mighty plan for her in Jesus' precious name. Under this search, Rob Wood 1 and many of the ministry videos where I do elaborate. I talk about the Bible, Christianity, etc. Friends, be blessed. The Lord loves you today.